Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching this video from, and welcome to yet another exciting episode right here in my channel. To the new subscribers, hi, and to the returning subscribers, thank you so much for your continued support. Yo, it really means a lot, and you guys are just great. Just seeing you coming back, watch my content, it's something that I'm so grateful for. So let's get into the business of the day. So today, I want us to talk about fear or nervousness and how do we overcome that. So it is something that was inspired by one of my students. He asked me actually on Thursday. He told me, "Teacher, I have a problem." He has been given platform to do interviews. So whenever he wants to do it, he feels like he's so nervous and he can't do it. And I said, okay, it's something that we do battle each and every day. Why not discuss with you guys and see how we can help each other? So if and see how we can help each other. So let's get into the business. Allow me answer the question, what is fear? So fear is just an emotion that we feel when we are threatened or in it. And remember, everyone to some point around the world actually, we are normally faced with fear. And it normally arises with the threat of harm, either physical, mentally, psychologically, emotional, real, or imagined. So let me know. Because kuna wale wanajijaza, those ones who say, no, 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 me, I'm that person. But to some point, we can't see, we can't tell if at all you're faced with it. Because maybe to those ones who want to, let's say those ones who maybe they're normally anxious whenever they want to give a speech to people. Fear, whenever you are nervous, it's not something that is visible. So I like to hear from you guys on the comment section below. So, what makes us fearful or nervous? And I'd like to give us this chance to discuss on it. What actually makes you fearful? Do you want to give it a try? I have a hand over there. Yes, please. Hmm. Darkness or loss of visibility in our surrounding. How many of us fear darkness? Mikono juu. Actually, me, I don't know what is it with me and darkness. I don't know. But I just fear. There are certain times maybe, me, I don't know, but just walking at night. Maybe in a group of people, but personally, I think that one makes me so fearful and also nervous. Another thing will be heights or flying. We have those ones who are so nervous when it comes to heights and also flying. Another trigger is social interaction or rejection. So, during our last talk on how to cope with stress, there's this particular type of stress that we talked about, which is encounter stress. It is a stress in which maybe you just fear being in a group of people because maybe you don't know, they're new people, you haven't met, you don't know what you're going to discuss, how you're going to initiate that particular discussion. So you just fear that. So it's also a trigger that makes us fearful and also nervousness. Another thing, rejection. I know it's something that many of us do battle with it, because imagine this scenario: you are working and then to some point you don't know what went wrong, and then you're just rejected just like that. Or I'm just going too far. Another example, boy-girl relationship. You have an interest in this guy and then you decide you want to make moves, and all of a sudden you don't want to make that move because you fear that rejection. You don't know how or what the reaction will be. Because if I say, maybe let me pose this question to you guys, for the ladies, can you make the first move? Can you? You fear, because You'd say, how will this guy carry me? Like, I'm making that move. Will he, will, will that guy actually accept me? So you'll have such questions. You'll have such questions. And the feeling of you maybe getting or being rejected makes you actually to be nervous or fearful. Another one will be snakes, rodents, spiders, cats, dogs, name them. Me, in fact, me, I don't know. At home we have a cat called Nyambura. When it just comes around me, hey, kick. I don't know. I just don't love them around me. Okay, that's me. I don't know. I just fear. I just fear. Nowadays, to the dogs, I try, but again, I still fear them. So, another trigger will be death or also dying. Many of us, I'm so sure if death came knocking at my door, Murife, don't run. I don't know, but we do fear death. I know it's something that it will come. It's something that to some point, will just die. That's a reality. It's not something that we can shun away from it, but we do fear. A good example to our parents, maybe if you are a young parent, not even young, just parents, that fear of you not being in this world, you start asking yourself questions. How will my children survive? How would life be without me in my children's life? Such questions. Like, we do fear to some point. Fear or even discussing matters death. It's something that even if I initiate right now, we discuss about it, we'll find it very difficult because we have that fear. And so, point to note, persistent fear can sometimes be referred to anxiety. So if you have fear or you're nervous and it becomes persistent, then that's not fear. That is anxiety. And now let us talk about how to overcome nervousness stroke fear. How do you go about it? Because it's a problem that is at hand. Number one, by acquiring speaking experience through frequent practices. So I'll tell my student, because he had this particular problem, saying that he finds it difficult even to interact with people. That trigger number one of the triggers that you've discussed about is social interaction. So practice. Remember, repetition, repetition, repetition. Repetition is actually the mother of skills. If you do something today and then tomorrow, and then like you make it a routine, and then you become good at whatever that you are doing. So practice is very vital. So number two will be preparation. Prepare yourself adequately. If you want to give a speech, what is it that you want to talk about? Do a research, read about it for you to be good at it. So practice, or not practice, preparation. Prepare adequately, do your research, know what is expected of you, know topic selection. If you're talking about, like today, we are doing how to overcome fear. So it's something that, if you ask me personally, I've also researched it. So prepare adequately, whatever that you're going to talk about. Another point will be, number three will be positive thinking. How many of us are all about good vibes? Good vibes, good vibes, and inshallah. Woo! How many of you are all about good vibes? Hands up. I'm that person, because good vibes, positivity are my thing. Negativity, it's not my thing. So this one, it's not only therapeutic but also cathartic. Cathartic, it's just the ability to talk or make a choice in a personal speech delivery. So positivity is something else. Again, something to add on that, another point will be, don't expect to be perfect. You know, no one is perfect. We are all prone to mistakes. Don't expect to be perfect, because once you figure, or once I've been in a scenario or seen people who think that they are good at something and then it ends up disappointing them. So don't put your expectations so high. Remember what we said, sometimes it's also good. You're positive, yes, but again, you just leave that room, because you're there, you're saying you have to be good at it, and then at the back of your mind that is something that you're feeding yourself with. So you can't see yourself doing it right, so it's others who will be able to tell you, yo, that speech, yeah, you gave it, you see. So don't expect to be perfect. Another thing, use power of visualization to enhance your performance. So this basically, especially when you're in stressful situation, it is important to create a vivid image of victory. Just figure out yourself, people clapping for you, cheering you, yo, yeah, so you create that at the back of your mind. It will also make you, because when you're giving speech and maybe you're prepared well, and maybe you figure out to some point people will cheer you up, it's something to be happy about. Try to be at your very best. That is optimal point, both emotional, physically, mentally. You can't go, or you can't be like a healer to someone when in real sense you're hurt inside, you see. Because hurt people, they will still hurt people. Healed people will heal people. So for you to overcome that, you need to be in the right state. You need to be at your very best. That is both mentally, physically, emotionally, name it. You need to be that. So, uh, what else do we need to know? So, I would say, if you are to talk about maybe a speech, because I've been talking so much and I've forgotten that my points are actually, I'm done with it actually. Yeah. So, remember, when you say you are nervous, maybe when you want to give something, maybe a speech, maybe talk to people, maybe encourage someone, and you feel you're nervous, it's not something that it's seen. You see, I remember to some point, me personally, Belinda, I normally get nervous. But again, I know when I say I'm nervous, people will say, no, you're not nervous. You're just good. You see, because it's not something that people see. It's you who feel from the inside, yo, I'm panicked about this. So, if you are doing a speech, think about that speech, relax, breathe in, out, because this one will actually relax down your muscles and stuff. So when you do that, it breaks even that tension. Also, when giving a speech, make that eye contact with your audience. Know who you are you're talking to. So it's good to make eye contact with your audience. Another thing, still, if you are so nervous, you can use visual aid. So if you have maybe pictures that you wanted to share with people, you display them, those visual aids. This will actually help you when you're doing speech delivery, because people will draw their attention from you, and then all the attention will be directed to the visual aid that you're trying to give to people. So it actually helps you whenever you are nervous, and maybe you feel like, I'm nervous, I can't talk to people, especially those ones. Actually, I was basing this conversation on the social interaction, because it's something that we do face. Kuna tu ile fear ya, no, I can't talk to people, how will they carry me, I'm not good enough. You are good enough and you can do this. Sawa. So I'd like to sum up this conversation with the research. Research shows that speakers' anxiety begin to drop or slow down the first 30 to 60 seconds when you're done with the introduction. Do you agree with that? Let me come up again. Research shows speakers' anxiety begin to drop or slow down the first 30 to 60 seconds when you're done with the introduction. I remember while doing news, Whenever I wanted to present news on radio, before I give an introduction, I would actually panic. I'll feel like I'm nervous. And then I say my prayer. And then after the introduction, I feel like, yo, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. That is after you have introduced your news presentation to your audience. I feel like I'm good. And I also remember there's this interview I did with a certain doctor. I had actually panicked. I had panicked. I was so nervous. And then starting the introduction, I felt it in my voice, but to them, they felt like I was just good. But personally, I felt like I'm a little bit nervous. It's something that I'm also working on it. I'm a little bit nervous, but to them, they're not seeing it. So I just did the introduction, introduced the show well, and then in the middle of the introduction, I just told the camera guy, cut, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And he was like, what is it, Belinda? What is it? So after the introduction, those 30 to 60 seconds, actually, I agree with the research. It's so very true. So I'll leave it at that, guys. Thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. I'd like to know which part was interesting to you, or what is your take away home today. So see you to the next video, and thank you so much for watching till the end of this particular video. Bye bye.